morning. Today we are going to do word problems using quadratic formula. So I'm going to give you some questions, examples, and then I will give you the homework for today. And this is the last lesson in quadratics, and after that we're going to start doing trigonometry. So the first question I want to do, it says the product of two consecutive even numbers is 5, 6, 2, 4. What are the numbers? So the question says we have two even numbers that are consecutive, and when the product of them, that means when we multiply the two numbers, the result will be 5624. Okay, so we know that even numbers are going by twos, so 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, those are the even numbers. I don't know what numbers, so the thing that I don't know, I always assign it a variable. So I will set let the smallest number, the small out of the two consecutive numbers equal x. So I made the small number, I assign it to a variable x. If the small number is x, the one that's following it is x plus 2 because we add 2. So x, and the other one would be x plus 2. The product means multiplication, and when we multiply those we get 5, 6, 2, 4. Now we have made the equation two consecutive even numbers, their product equal 5624. So what I need to do now is to solve this quadratic equation. Okay, the first thing, I will get rid of the brackets, so x squared plus 2x equal 5624. Can we solve while we don't have a 0 here? No, we must have a 0 in order to start to solve this. So x squared plus 2x, I send this to the inside, so 5624 equals 0. Now I want to solve this. If you can think of two numbers, multiply to 5624 and add to 2, that will be great. I found this a little bit hard, so I'd rather use the quadratic formula. The formula says x equal minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. And then I would substitute. So minus 2 plus or minus 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 5624 over 2 times 1. What you're gonna do when you have something like this, you calculate whatever inside first, and then you add or subtract, you separate those, and then you divide by 2. This will give you two values for x. X equal negative 74, I guess. Yeah, negative 676, and x equal 74, because when we take the plus and the minus, we'll get these two values. Okay, if x is negative 76, and this is the smaller number out of these two consecutive numbers, the one that's following it, so the two numbers will be negative 76, and the one that is bigger than it, we add 2, so that will be negative 74. If x is 74, the following even higher, the next even number is 76. So these are the solution. Okay, the most important thing was x and x plus 2, and the result is this, and then we solve using quadratic formula. Okay, all right. Example 2. Example 2 says one leg of a right triangle is 1 centimeter longer than the other leg. The length of the hypotenuse is 9 centimeter greater than the shorter leg. Find the length of the three sides. So we have a right triangle. One leg is one bigger than the other leg. So let's say x is the smallest leg. The other leg is 1 more than that. So add 1 to the x, it will be x plus 1. Then the hypotenuse is 9 more than the smallest leg. So the hypotenuse length will be x plus 9. Now we need to find the three sides. In order to do that, this is a right triangle, so we know that the hypotenuse squared equal this leg squared plus this leg squared, which is Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to say x squared plus x plus 1 squared equal x plus 9 squared. Okay? Then I will expand and combine like terms and put everything in one side and have 0 and start to solve. Okay? So x squared. How we expand this? I hope that none of you, and I'm sure that no one of you will do x squared plus 1. This is not correct, and it's a fatal mistake, and it's an annoying mistake. You don't do that. It is square the first times second times 2, square the second. Okay, or if you don't know how to do it fast, do FOIL, x plus 1 times x plus 1. Now this one, x squared plus first times second times 2, 18x square the second plus 81. Now I'm going to combine those and send these to the other side. So x squared and x squared is 2x squared plus 2x plus 1, then minus x squared minus 18x minus 81 equals 0. Combine like terms, so we are going to have x squared, 2x squared, and negative x is x squared. 2x minus 18x is negative 16x. 1 minus 81 is negative 80 equals 0. Okay, if we try to factor this, we need to think, we can factor, we don't need to use the quadratic formula. So solve problems, we don't have to use quadratic formula because this is easy. I can think of two numbers, multiply to negative 80 and add to negative 16. I think negative 20 and positive 4. Then we split those. So either x minus 20 equals 0, x equal 20, or x plus 4 equals 0, and x equal negative 4. One of both of them mathematically correct, but this one logically is not correct. There is no negative length. I cannot say that the length of this side is negative 4. So not acceptable. Not applicable. Okay? So the only thing that makes sense is x equal 20. And if x equal 20, the other side will be 21, and the third side is 29. And if you square the 20 and square the 21 and add them, it will give you 29 squared. Okay? So this is the second example. third example. It says a rectangular park measure 100 meter by 60 meter. A path of constant width is to be paved around the perimeter. The mayor wants to be sure that the path does not reduce the area of the green grass by more than 10%. What is the maximum allowed width for this? Okay, so we have a length or park measurement 160. The minimum, so the area of this is 6,000. The minimum green area allowed is 60% of the total area. 60% of this means 54, if you, 60% of, it says 60%. 10% of this, that means the only thing you can take away for this pavement is 600, so this area should be 5,400 at least. Okay, so now they want, this has to be equal, so the width has to be equal, the pavement has to be equal in every, the path has to have the same length. So let's say that this will be x. In this case, this width will be 100, so now that 5,400, the green part, will be 100, take away this 2x's, so it will be 100 minus 2x, and this will be 60, take away the 2x, this x and this x is subtracted from the 60 will give us this length, and this x and this x subtracted from 100 will give us this length. Okay, now we need to find those the x. So the area is length times width, so 100 minus 2x times 60 minus 2x has to equal this area, 5,400. Then I'm going to be a little bit fast. So if we expand this and we send everything to the side, 4x squared minus 320x plus 600 will equal 0. So if you FOIL this and you send, and you combine like terms and you send the 5,400 inside here, that's what you're going to get. Okay? Now this is a quadratic equation. I can divide everything by 4, so x squared minus 80x plus 150 equals 0. I think I can x and x, negative 50, oh no, yeah, negative 50 and negative 30 equals 0. So either x equal 50 or x equal 30. Both of them are no, I did something wrong. So either we take 50 away from each side. No, that's not right. I did something wrong. Okay, I will finish this now and I will check what mistake I did.